Hello, friends. Um, Welcome to your daily forecast with Brett Janae, or your postcast again, because it's like 5:30. But I wanted to talk to you about today because um, it is an interesting day. I missed yesterday. It was Mardi Gras, but mostly it was Jeremy's birthday, and so I spent, the evening doing that instead of my postcast because for whatever reason I've not been available in the mornings. So, um, things happened yesterday, but they happen every day. And yesterday is over now, and today is new. So, yesterday was a day of, I call it my triple Pisces day because the sun was in Pisces and the moon was in Pisces, and Jeremy is a Pisces and his birthday was yesterday. So yesterday was a very Pisces day for us. And today is not Jeremy's birthday. It's only double Pisces. So uh, the sun is in Pisces and the moon is in Pisces. And the moon will be in Pisces until Thursday afternoon. So we're gonna double it for a few days. Pisces is a water sign. It's compassionate and friendly. It's careful and attentive and intuitive. So if you find yourself exhibiting these traits or leaning in this direction, it's very natural for this time, especially while your moon and your emotions are in Pisces, to pick up waves of the emotion of the month, the emotion of the day, and where we are at in the month. And it's completely natural for us to feel those things. If you're not used to listening to your intuition today and you hear that still small voice, it may sound really foreign to you, and you may wonder if that's something you should even listen to. And I'm here to tell you that now is a great time to practice listening to your intuition. Another reason why it's great that we're swimming in Pisces, like literally swimming in Pisces, is that it is the 6th of March. The moon is new officially as of like 11:04 this morning. And so that means we're making our new moon wishes today, tomorrow, or the next day. And so I'm really excited for that. And there's no time like the new moon to have an insight into your intuition. Even if we tend to not listen to our intuition very much, the Pisces energy that surrounds us today is going to allow us to know what we desire in a real and connected way. And so I'm really excited for this full moon for that reason. Pisces is somewhat comfortable for me as my sun sign being in Cancer. It is a water sign, and so water signs feel kind of homey to me. And I think that's one of the reasons why Jeremy and I get along so well, is because he is my water, and he nourishes me in that way, and we share that. So if this energy that is your intuition, specifically if you are a very logical person, it may feel the sensitive nature of Pisces may feel weak. You may feel that the connection to your intuition is actually a negative thing, and you may get down on yourself about that. So don't allow that to happen. If you don't want to listen to your intuition, at the very least, allow yourself the courtesy and the compassion to know that the time that is today and the emotions that we come in contact with as today progresses and ends and goes into tomorrow, and around this new moon time and these new moon wishes, that we allow ourselves the courtesy of being something that we're not comfortable with, especially when it comes to our intuition and looking into things that we're not comfortable with. A lot of times our hopes and dreams and our wishes are not things that are easy for us to look at because they show our true nature, and that is really difficult and it's really vulnerable. And so if that's what that makes you feel today, at the very least, like I said, give yourself the compassion of accepting these next couple of days and the fact that your intuition is speaking to you, even if you don't listen to them. I challenge you and urge you to listen and maybe even act upon or write down the things that your intuition is saying, because I think that you will find some great truth, and you'll find yourself able to manifest your dreams if you listen to your intuition in that way. So I do hope that for you today. We are now in the first quarter. We were in the fourth quarter when we woke up this morning, and when the new moon happened, we're back in the first quarter again. So the moon is new. We won't be able to see it in the sky. It just means that we can't see the light. But from here on out, the moon will be getting bigger and bigger. Like I said, it's about 5:30 around here in Dallas, and the weather has been cold the last couple of days. The sun has come out, and it's supposed to warm up just a touch for tomorrow, and then maybe rain the next day. But for right now, we're enjoying the sunshine and the fact that it's not, blistering. I have not done any new moon things. My life has been just a little bit busy since we've been back from vacation, and I will find myself doing those probably tomorrow, and so I'll let you know what that looks like, or I will share some things with you about my new moon wishes, and I wish the best for you and your new moon wishes, even if that means that all you do is, grab a cup of tea and sit by the window, or, light a candle and think about the things that you want for your life over the next month. Even if you don't write them down, even if you don't commit to them, just kind of setting an intention and knowing what's important to you over the next month means that it will come back to you at strategic times, because that's the way the universe works. And especially when our intuition is so, I would say, loud, but mostly, I will say, flowing. Since our intuition is flowing and at a high point of flow, like I said, it's a great time to do it. I wanted to mention, there's not a lot on my calendar for today. The color is white, and as I've said about white, white doesn't expect much from us. It is a healing and cleansing and purification or purifying color. Like I've told you about my white candles and how those kind of push a reset button for me when I light them. And it's just a very clean color, and it can be very cozy. So, but what I wanted to talk to you about today is Ash Wednesday. And, I said that Mardi Gras was yesterday, and I actually, didn't celebrate that, But so hip hurrah to the people who did. I hope you had a great time. If you were, in your home or out and about or even in New Orleans, just I hope that it was slamming good. But I wanted to talk to y'all about Ash Wednesday, and it is because I am not a practicing religious person at this point in time. But I wanted to tell you a story, and um, because I think that it matters. So I hope you like the story. A few years ago, I was living in Spring Lake, Michigan, and I was going to a church in Grand Haven, Michigan. And it was a Lutheran church, and it was the first church that I had been to that I had chosen for myself. And I had never, I had never been part of a Lutheran church. I didn't know anything about it, but I had met some people that I really loved, and I loved their hearts, and I decided that I would try church in this Lutheran church. And I had gone there for a while, and one of the days they said they don't do Lent. Some people call them Catholic Light, but they do celebrate Ash Wednesday. I guess you could say celebrate. So, growing up in a very strict and sometimes suffocating Christian home, we never heard anything about Ash Wednesday. And I'm not talking about Ash Wednesday right now because I think you need to go to church, because that's not, or I mean, if you went to church, that's great too. The story is not about church. It is about people. So, I'd never been to an Ash Wednesday service before, and I went into the church, and we did the things that you do in church, including hymns and things like that. I think, I think they talk about like Christ's death. I'm not entirely sure what they talked about, but here's what I am sure about. Mostly towards the end of the service, they called us up, and our pastor had a bowl or something in his hand that was full of charcoal dust. And he took anybody who wanted to come up, he took his thumb or something and put his thumb in the charcoal dust, and he put a cross on our heads like that. And I went back to my seat, and on my way back to my seat, I looked around at the room full of people with charcoal on their foreheads. And I realized that we were all the same. I realized that we were all made of the same stuff. For some reason, when it's like when somebody does something and you can't stop looking, like even if it's like obnoxious and obvious and you're like, oh God, I don't want to watch, but I have to watch. It's kind of very similar to this charcoal cross, in that like when someone has something that's very like odd or that you're not used to seeing, that's the only thing that you can see. And so I was looking around the room, seeing all of these souls with, dirt smudged on their foreheads, and I realized that we were all the same. And that everything else didn't matter, that our clothes didn't matter, that like even the people we said we were didn't matter, that our names didn't matter, that we were just a bunch of souls that came together for a thing. And I didn't see how old people were, and I didn't see what they looked like. It was just only a recognition of myself over and over and over again, looking out into this group of people who all had dirt smudged on their faces. And the reason why I tell you this today is that, like I said, I am not, I don't subscribe, and, but I'm very spiritual. And when I think of Ash Wednesday, that is what I think of. And it is a beautiful memory of mine. And it's not because it was in a church. And it's not because of what happened before or what happened after. And it's not because of the people that I was with. It was because for a moment I had a spiritual connection to our soul, like our universal soul, the thing that is the same in us. And all I could do whenever I looked at the person across the way from me is look at their dirt smudge and say, I have one of those too. And so what I guess I tell you this story to say that some people celebrate Lent. And by celebrate, I mean they give up stuff. People who are Catholic and people who aren't. Some people use it as a great, starter to making changes in their lives and things like that. Some people use it to recognize God and to decrease their attachment to the material things around us. And I think that that is just peachy. But I guess on this day that is so Pisces, and on this day that is so white, that doesn't expect anything from us, and that is bright and shining, and I don't mean the sun, I just mean because I'm looking at you, and you are shining. I love that now when I look around at people, I don't have to see a dirt smudge on somebody's forehead to go, I have one of those too. And so what I'm saying is, you have a heart and I have one of those too. And you have a beautiful mind and I have one of those too. And it could be argued that our mind is the same, that my mind and yours are the same mind. If you don't want to subscribe to that, that is fine. But if you do nothing on Ash Wednesday, and you must do nothing, but if you want to take a moment to connect to today, look at the people around you as you walk down the street, as you drive home from your jobs, as you walk into your house, as you even turn on the television and you hear other people's stories and the people who have come up with stories to tell you, and try looking at the people you come in contact with today for the rest of today and say to yourself, I have one of those too. Whatever it is. I hope that for you today. I hope that for me today. I hope that it connects you not only to today, but also to the people that you come in contact with, to your lovers and friends and kids and pets. And I hope that the light of compassion that comes from realizing that we all have smudged dirt on our faces all the time, in a metaphorical and sometimes real sort of way, but like that we can connect to that, and then it makes us stronger and connects us to the earth and connects us to that which is greater than us, whether that is a supreme being or a higher consciousness. and that it connects us to the people that we relate to and that we relate with. And that makes our ability to love expand again and again and again and again. And I hope that for you today as well. So that's my story. And I know it's small, but I'm looking at you and you're not alone, because I have one of those too. Have a good night. I wish you, all the love and all the peace this evening, and I hope to talk to you tomorrow. I'll see you next time.